We talked about the link between progesterone and good sleep. Sleep, of course, is key to good health and well-being. And we know that women are twice as likely as men to suffer from insomnia. There's a huge market out there for devices. And I've tested many over the years, and from my non-scientific experiments, I have found that they've got a lot more accurate, but I think there is still some difficulty in defining sleep stages. But people who use these devices, people who care about their sleep, find it incredibly important and can even plan when they go to bed based on getting the best sleep at the best time. In fact, I met a load of people in California who set their alarm clocks to go to sleep rather than to wake up in the morning. But how do these AI-powered products fit into our existing scientific knowledge on sleep habits? Well, I'm joined now by Dr Lindsay Browning, sleep expert and chartered psychologist. Firstly, why are women more likely to be insomniacs?
Well, a couple of reasons. First of all, hormonal fluctuations that women have that men don't around the time of menstruation, getting pregnant, perimenopause, menopause, as well as potentially excess stress through a burden of extra caring responsibilities that women tend to have fall upon them.
So how might a test like the hormone one we've just heard about prove useful?
Well, the more information and data we can have, the better. With things like menopause and prescribing HRT, because the fluctuation of hormones changes so much throughout the day, it's really difficult to take a test at one point of time during the day and know how someone's hormones are. So continual testing can help find out our progesterone levels in a much more accurate way if you test them throughout the day. And then we could use that potentially to give us indications on better sleep, because we know that clearly progesterone, estrogen, they start to be affected, decline around menopause, and women's health, women's sleep, especially around menopause, starts to become significantly worse than it was pre-menopause.
Our body is all working as one, with lots of different factors playing into each other. Our health affecting our sleep affecting our health. So how useful is it to be tracking it when are there points where we need more sleep than we do at other times? And how individual is it? So how useful is this tracking based on all the variation?
Well, sleep trackers themselves, like wearable devices that can tell you how much sleep you're getting, how quickly you're falling asleep, and give a guide as to the sleep stages. They have some significant benefits, but they also have some drawbacks. So sleep trackers that use data that looks at your oxygen content during the night, and they track your heart rate. They can pick up things such as sleep apnea, which is a condition where people stop breathing repeatedly during the night. And it's often something that people don't know is happening. And women, especially in women's health, post-menopause, we're at a much greater risk of developing sleep apnea. And sleep trackers that you wear during the night can sometimes pick up things like that. But sleep trackers can also cause great anxiety for people. And it's almost like giving people too much information can not actually be very helpful sometimes.
And you can wake up feeling absolutely terrible and have a really high sleep score. It's very annoying.
Yeah. So again, people should really trust how they feel when they wake up, rather than checking their phone and the phone saying, oh, yes, your sleep score was 85%. Good job. We really should be trusting our own bodies and how we feel, because that's much more important than what a generic app tells you.
And fatigue can be caused by a lot of other things. So just because you've had enough sleep doesn't mean that you're going to feel great. Now, there's lots of conditions where sleep changes as that condition's approaching. Some experts even suggest that you might be able to see the onset of some diseases by recognising them in sleep patterns. Pretty new research on this. But what do you think of this concept?
Well, the more data that we can have, the better. That we're definitely a link between Parkinson's and REM behaviour disorder, for example. And like I said, mentioned already, the sleep apnea. These are conditions that if we can get insight into them before we realise we have a problem, it enables us to start treating those things. So it's really, the more data we can get, the better, as long as we're not getting stressed out by it, and as long as the data is of good quality.
And we need to be getting enough of the right stages of sleep. REM sleep is
rapid eye movement. So that's the part of sleep where we tend to dream more frequently. REM sleep means that our eyes move rapidly beneath our eyelids. We also have light sleep and deep sleep. So everyone's sleep is made up of kind of light sleep, deep sleep and REM sleep.
And a lot of the tracking and the ideas of things we can do to sleep better are fine if you're not an insomniac, don't work shifts and don't have young children. But obviously for a lot of people, they don't have much choice about when they're going to be able to sleep and the interruptions to it. What's your best advice for that?
Well, sleep trackers can be helpful if you aren't really prioritizing your sleep. So, for lots of people, we can't get enough sleep because we're being woken up through the night, and that's just something at a particular season in our life. We've got young children we have to put up with. But if you are in control of your own schedule, then sleep trackers can be a great way of reminding you, you know what, you really should be going to bed more like at 10:30 rather than scrolling through your phone, through social media, and before you know it, it's midnight, 1 in the morning. And there's no way you can get the recommended 7 to 9 hours sleep every night if you're not even trying to go to bed before midnight and you have to be up at 6 a.m. for work.
They also bring together all of your data to see how your activity is influencing your sleep, your heart rate. So much information. What do you think we might be heading towards that could become even more useful with this?
So that's great. When we're integrating data about food, exercise levels, we can have a look at how the changes we make during the day affect our sleep. And it pulls together a whole holistic look at our life. And that can be a really good thing because lots of people tend to look at only one aspect. But really, to sleep well, to live well, we need to be eating well, we need to be exercising regularly and getting enough good quality sleep. They're all linked together and they all influence each other.